You know where you are? You're in the jungle, baby. And smack dab in the middle of South Central Texas. Who'da thunk it? So this is the kind of terrain that you're most likely to see in this part of Texas, which is just prairies, little hills. So palmetto is something that's quite unique for this area. Kind of reminds me, have you seen a bathroom around here? So Mrs. Switchback is pretty convinced that last night she heard the sounds of Bigfoot.
I just heard something weird, and they sell shirts that have Bigfoot on them.
Yeah, but we saw like a rabbit, and she thought it was Bigfoot.
If anyone has seen Willow Creek, the movie.
Welcome to Palmetto State Park. This is quite the unique place, and apparently there's a monster that lives here. Let's check it out. Let's have some fun. Back in the saddle. There's really no excuse for us not having come to this park yet. It's only 70 miles from where we live. That's about an hour-and-a-half drive. But as you can see, due to all of the road construction, an hour of that was spent just getting out of San Antonio. Road construction's been going on here since before I was born. I'm 137 years old now. We'd been itching to get back out since Lake Whitney State Park, so we got going early today to make it there as close to 2 p.m. as we could. Check-in times at all Texas state parks is 2 p.m. Checkout time is noon. Mrs. Switchback was ready, I was all coffeeed up, and of course, someone was craving some wildlife. We decided to stop momentarily at a rest area because, well, I'm a dork. And, I mean, come on, look at this. I didn't want to rest here. I wanted to vacation here. Palmetto State Park lies right in the middle of Luling, Texas and Gonzales, Texas. Now, this is important for two principal reasons. One, in Luling, there's a Dairy Queen. And two, in Gonzales, there's a Dairy Queen. It's like I died and woke up in calorie heaven. I've never been to this park, and it's about time. 270 acres on the San Marcos River Valley. This is a boggy, tropical-like setting being fed by underground springs. And what's being fed? The park's namesake Dwarf Palmettos, which positively blanket this place. This is all under a canopy of trees like bur oaks and sycamores. This really is a jungle, with the water coming from below rather than above. Palmettos were once common in all of Texas, but after the last ice age, this area's palmettos continued to thrive, much like the loblollies in the Lost Pines region of Bastrop, and they've been thriving for at least 10,000 years. Adolf Otto and his family came to this area and settled in 1879, and eventually a village was born and named Otteen, combining the names of Otto and one of his daughters-in-law, Christine. It still remains as an unincorporated community with a population of around 100. Otteen and this entire area here was a very popular tourist spot at the turn of the 20th century. The State Park Board acquired part of the swamp here in 1933, so you know what that means. We're back in CCC territory. From 1934 to 37, civilian conservation companies 873, 886, and 1823 constructed this park and the structures within it, featuring a rustic refectory and a well and Ramjet pump, which is still in operation to this day, providing supplementary water to the swamp. This is a small state park, bigger than Blanco but smaller than Goose Island. Not a square foot goes to waste. There are only 17 RV campsites with water and electric, 19 tent sites with water only, and 1 air-conditioned cabin. Oh, and yes, I guess there's no getting around it. There's some sort of like swamp thing, Bigfoot-like monster that apparently lives here. We'll get into that later. We had more pressing business to tend to. We even got the wide table here. That's the regular table. This is the wide table because when we come to Dairy Queen, it's not a meal, it's a mission.
AT&T, it's super fast.
What a beautiful morning. We are in campsite 19, and it's a very, very comfortable 70 degrees right now. Nice campsite, spacious. One thing to keep in mind when you book a pad that's wide like this, chances are it's not going to be quite as long as some of the other ones. We had to park the truck at an angle. Anytime you're in one of these state parks, you got to stay in your section. You can't be over the line at all. You have to be on the pavement at all times. Yeah, backing in here was just a little bit of a challenge. And these are narrow streets, but we did it, no problem. We even had a nice little crowd of people watching from over here. A captivated audience. I hope you enjoyed the show. We have water and electric hookup. We don't have full connections here, which makes this the first park that we've stayed in since Martin Dies Jr. State Park that doesn't have full connections. So we got to get back in that frame of mind of conserving water. So no big deal. We've done it before. We can do it again. We just have full connections. We get a little crazy. Hookups here are 30 and 50 amp. One thing I did notice is this connection here is very loose, so just keep that in mind. A little unlevel. We had to drop the front down pretty far to get it level, but that's all right. Didn't take long. Yeah, water, electric, no sewer hookup. Got the antenna hooked up, which has been a little spotty. We've got about 33 channels. A lot of trees around here, so I can kind of understand that, but that's okay. Like I said, we don't really like to. We just like to have the TV on. We don't necessarily watch TV all the time. We just like to have it on. We got a fire pit and a grill. I strung up the lights here. We got a concrete pad. Wooden picnic table that looks like it could use a pressure wash or two. And this is kind of interesting, a little barrel grill. So I'm glad I brought my own grill. So you know what I'm going to be doing. I've had quite a few people ask me about my little setup here. And by quite a few people, I mean like 2. I've made mention before that we live in an apartment. What I didn't mention is that we live on the 3rd story of our building. So any little convenience that we can give ourselves, we're gonna do it. Case in point, this grill right here. This is a Weber grill. Weber has several options as far as portable charcoal grills. For example, they have a Smoky Joe, which is a little 14-inch diameter tabletop charcoal grill. They have a Jumbo Joe, which I believe is a 16 or 18-inch diameter. And then we have the Jumbo Joe Premium, which I haven't seen before. I just happened to spot it at Home Depot, and I thought I would pick it up. 22-inch diameter. And unlike the typical Weber kettle, this is a very shallow grill. The legs are short because I did that. I cut them down to make it more portable. And it has been very, very useful. And there's really not much that I'm not going to be able to cook on this thing. The total cost for this grill was a little less than $100. The total cost of all of the meat that I've grilled on it thus far, $489,000. And of course, we still have Nomer Pyle keeping an eye on things. We got Hooter. And the newest member of the Switchback Texan family, Ribbit. We also have an honor system firewood station here, $1 a stick. And you have some kindling here too if you need it. The bathhouse itself, I would say, is a little bit dated. But on the other hand, everything in it functions absolutely perfectly. The shower was very, very warm. The water pressure was very good. And it's climate controlled. This reminds me a little bit of that loop we stayed in at Blanco State Park. Very small, very cozy. You're not going to get a whole lot of privacy here. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. Mrs. Switchback and I don't mind at all. We like to meet people and strike up conversations and basically just get to know people that do the things that we do. But these sites are pretty much all laid out in the same way. Very shady. I don't think I've seen one site here that has full sun. I don't think you could really go wrong with any site you pick here. It is a little difficult to get in here because of the number of sites. We booked this trip back in October when we returned from our fall journey that we took to Lake Somerville, Martin Dies, and Stephen F. Austin. So we booked this back in October, and there were a lot of sites that were already taken when we booked it. That was a few months ago. I think I will take this site into consideration next time we stay here. This is site number 9. My understanding is this is one of the most popular sites here. You do have a trailhead that's right next to the campsite. That's okay. That would make Cooper very happy, scouting out his potential meal. A couple of these sites have everything on the opposite end, which I'm not too crazy about. This is a very nice site, but everything is like backwards. Here's another nice one, number 8. And we will be needing to use this. The trailer dump station, located right next to the bathhouse, right at the end of this loop. So we just looped this whole thing. We just walked this whole loop in about 4 seconds. So that's how small it is. Caution, not for drinking. I'll do my best to refrain from drinking the water that's available at the dump station. Well, once again, There's no getting around it. Call it Sasquatch or Bigfoot, whatever you like. Around these parts, they call it the Ateen Swamp Thing. Those who have seen it claim it's between 4 and 8 feet tall. Big difference if you ask me. And covered in brown, black, and gray fur. Some claim there are multiple swamp things that call out to each other in strange, bellowing howls. Further claims suggest it's bipedal, meaning it walks on 2 legs, human-like. And apparently, its speed is ungodly, able to slash through the heart of this jungle at a breakneck pace. Reports of RVs being shaken and vehicles being approached are common in this neck of the woods. And, like Mrs. Switchback pointed out, dramatically if I may say, they sell Bigfoot t-shirts here, so it's gotta be legit, right?
All I know is they sell t-shirts and it has Bigfoot on it. Palmetto State Park.
T-shirts, if they sell the t-shirt, it must be true.
I agree.
And yet, has anyone perished at the hands or claws of this beast? Has anyone turned up missing? Nope. People here are believers. And why not? It's certainly the perfect setting for it. As for me, well, I'll believe it when I see it. Even if it's the last thing I ever lay eyes on again. But I got news for you. You see, Ateen Swamp Thing? Someone else happens to be in town too. That's right, Bigfoot. Bring it. Seen here pondering over what the taste of chupacabra flesh is comparable to, Cooper, the panther, is eagerly awaiting for Bigfoot to dare show its ugly mug around here. See, if it crosses paths with Coop, it'll cease being a myth. It'll become lunch. Cooper lives for these moments. This is the most well-protected RV on the planet. Most of the wildlife cleared out of about a 50 square mile area when they caught wind of Cooper heading in. If Sasquatch or whatever wants to stick around, well, let me put it this way. All the reportings, the sightings, done. Forever. Guaranteed. That's right. And when he's done with Bigfoot, human beings, well, you better scatter too. My God, he's cute. Anyway, Cooper's here. And his posse too. Hiding in the shadows as usual. So watch it. Saturday afternoon. This park is very crowded today. Very crowded. Not necessarily in the camping loop that we're in, but over in the day use area, it is packed. There's a wedding going on. There's a kayaking group that came in. This is a very lively park. Very, very busy today. Even the park host was telling us that it's busier than usual.
Do not enter.
Septic field. Do not enter. Yeah, I don't think I will.
This is a really pretty park. Oh, there's a bee.
Someone is a little camera shy.
Yes. camera shy. Those horror movies, Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre and all that. And this looks kind of like where, you know, the victim is running, you know, through trees and hiding behind them and all that. Yeah, that's my take on this walk here. I just heard like something.
It's interesting here. It's like I said before, we're in south central portion of Texas, and this is the type of terrain that you don't normally see out here. I mean, we're in the deep woods. Oh, look at this. It's a big wagon wheel right here.
Oh, but it's
going
like
through the tree, or at least in the sides of the tree. That's neat.
Interesting. I'm from San Antonio, born and raised. I live in the city. And I had no idea that all this was out here.
I've been asked by a few people about these shirts that Mrs. Switchback and I are wearing. Let me be clear right now, at this moment, we do not have merch. We had these shirts made for when we went to Dillo Days. And so some people were asking about it. And when I say some people, I mean like 3 people maybe. So no, we don't have merch at this point. But those 3 or 4 of you that asked, thanks for asking. I'll keep you updated. Mrs. Switchback and I have made a conscientious decision to cut red meat out of our diet in the spirit of good health. We are now vegetarians. I'm just kidding. It's tri-tip time. Tri-tip, very similar to the picanha in that it comes from the sirloin, this time from the bottom of the sirloin. This is a very popular cut of beef in California on the West Coast. Normally it's grilled over a live wood fire. Well, we're in Texas again, so we're gonna switch back it up. Once again, no utensils are necessary. This may be one of the best things that I've cooked yet. Try tip. Thank you, California.
Involving theft and the sale of marijuana.
You like?
Yes, very good. Thank you.
The San Marcos River runs through this park. It runs through the day use area. It runs right behind our camping loop that we're in. This is the day use area here. I'm gonna come by a little bit later and put a hook in the water. 'Cause you know me, that's what I do. There is one cabin, which maybe I'll check out later. Doesn't look to be occupied right now. It was yesterday. These campsites are water only, no electric. A lot of tents being used here. We are here at the Lake Trail, 3/4 of a mile. Do I feel like doing it? Let's find out. Just saw a couple of park rangers driving by. Maybe they're looking for me. This is Oxbow Lake, 4-acre lake. Swimming, paddling, canoeing, kayaking. But all I see is fish. Leaves of 3, leave them be. A church on state park property. That's something you don't see often. That was a nice trail. That was a nice walk. That wasn't bad at all. Just a switchback could do that. She could, I doubt she would. You also have kayak and paddleboard rentals here at Palmetto. Always wear your life vest. This is another little fishing pond here. I believe every year they stock it with rainbow trout. A lot of the state parks do that. In the winter time, they'll stock their little ponds with rainbow trout. I know the Guadalupe River is stocked every year, once or twice, but it's always in the winter time. I'm talking like I actually catch fish. So Oxbow Lake Trail was a very pleasant little hike. It's a little humid outside, but the temperature for the most part, right around 72, and that was a very pleasant hike. It was 3/4 of a mile, nothing taxing at all. It was just very nice, and we got to see Oxbow Lake. And once again, I really wish I had a rod and reel in hand at some of those spots I saw. Listen to me, like I actually catch anything. Here I am, doing what I do best. Fish. What do you think? What are my chances today of catching a fish?
I think good chance.
Were you just saying that? We've been here about 30 minutes and I'm still using the same worm. Well, this is a great way to wrap up our fishing experience here at Palmetto State Park. That there is my float. It is attached to nothing. Skunked again. Once again, we come across a CCC building. And this is a nice one. There was a wedding reception here last night, so we didn't really get to see it, but we're gonna go check it out now. Much like the other CCC state parks, these structures at times seem to have no clear division between ground and building. The work of architect Alan Smith, this is a perfect example of engineering and labor combined to bring forth a superbly built pavilion that once again gives way to the availability of native stone. The original design featured a thatched roof of palmetto fronds. I love these places, and I can only imagine what it was like back then for those young men of the Civilian Conservation Corps. They worked tirelessly, but they were also outdoors, working in an environment where we now come to relax and vacation. For a more in-depth CCC chat, check out my Bisher State Park video. This is a real nice place to have a reception of any kind of party. And just keep in mind, like I've said in almost every other video I've done at a CCC park, these pavilions, these refectories, they're available. We're about to see one of the few Ramjet pumps that's in existence today. This was built by the CCC in 1936. This pump is driven by spring water, and the force created makes the pump operational. It's in use today as an irrigation source for the rest of the park. This is fascinating. This is the CCC at work. This is what they were known for. There's no electricity here. This thing is powered by the just natural force of the spring. This is very fertile soil out here. The dwarf palmettos thrive in this environment, and they have for the last 10,000 years or so. It's our last night at Palmetto. We're just having a little leisurely stroll. Little bummed we're leaving. Seemed like we just got here. But yeah, this is a nice park. This has been one of the most, probably one of the most crowded parks that we've been to. Blanco, Stephen F. Austin, and this one, I would say, are the three most crowded parks that we've been to. This is the tail end of spring break, so that probably explains it here. And of course, I caught no fish today, so that's why we had the hot dogs. Right?
Yes.
We're heading home, stuck in traffic on Highway 90, westbound, going back into San Antonio. But we enjoyed Palmetto State Park. It's a small park, but the majority of the acreage is in the woods and the swampland and the trails. The camping areas themselves are relatively small. It is a small park, but it's packed with plenty to do there. And we enjoyed it. We liked it. And it's close to home. We'll be heading back there again someday. And Palmetto is our 10th state park. And we are looking forward to many, many more to come in the future. Our next trip will be to Goliad State Park and historic site. We're looking forward to that one. Mrs. Switchback actually picked that one. I've been wanting to go there, and we're looking forward to it. That'll be in April. So if you like these videos that I put out, hit the like, thumbs up button. If you want to be notified of my videos when they do post, hit the notification bell. And once again, I appreciate all of you watching my channel. And until next time, Switchback Texan is out.